Live. What's up, everyone? What's up, Steban? What's going on?
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
How's
Oh man,
space?
I had a very
How's space?
space is quite empty. It's
Yeah,
quite peaceful.
is quite empty.
Yeah. At
Uh,
least it's not as disappointing as things that are happening in Turkey and football pitches
oh my
and all that
God.
stuff.
Yeah. So did you especially get away because you didn't want to deal with all the Manchester United news?
No, I was done consuming a lot of toxicity, a lot of negative vibes
Yeah.
because I'm watching too much of football.
Uh-huh.
I'm just kidding. I haven't watched a single match in the last week.
Okay.
I think you will have to take me through whatever has happened because
Mm-hmm.
I've been very busy this week. I didn't even watch our game against whatever that, however you pronounce that, Bakasur,
Okay.
Bakashir,
Yeah.
Bekarar,
Yeah.
Bakayoka, however you
Bakshashir.
pronounce that name.
Bakshashir. I think it's
Bakashir,
Bakshashir.
Bakashir.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, however you pronounce that.
Yeah.
So I didn't even watch that game,
Mm-hmm.
let alone any other game. So
Mm.
I think you will have to take me through all of whatever is happening.
Yeah, yeah. So that's why I think being a United fan, I felt like, this is the right time to take a vacation, get away from all the headache that a
Yeah,
fan would
yeah,
get now. So yeah,
yes, yes.
I'm at vacation,
And if you're an RCB fan, this
Yeah,
is the best time to die
yeah, exactly.
because RCB, in typical fashion, has RCB in typical RCB fashion, being maintaining their consistent record,
Yeah.
has once again crashed out of the tournament only a few
Perfect,
minutes ago,
perfect, perfect,
losing
perfect.
their fifth game in a row.
Uh,
So completely well-deserved performance.
Very nice, very nice. That's what we do, We're like the biggest, we're like the PSG of IPL, We always bottom. We always bottom.
We always choke.
Yeah, exactly. So let's not dive into that because it'll hit too close to home. So let's just get into the first one. So we have to talk about Manchester United, man, this week. Oh my God, horrendous
So
results.
I only watched the highlights, and
Mm-hmm.
even in the highlights, it was clearly shown what a pathetic defense we have.
Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
for all the short, instant dopamine of whatever that is, resurrection
Yeah,
or renaissance we had in the last
yeah.
couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
It just goes on to prove that United are just so unpredictable, and United are back to being at their best,
I
which
didn't
is
know.
underperforming.
I didn't know you speak French.
It's Renaissance.
Yeah,
Renaissance.
yeah. I didn't know you
I
speak
I
French.
I don't re- I don't know. I don't know how you spell that.
Ah,
RENAISSANC
yeah.
or something.
Going to space is actually doing some good to you. You're speaking French and all that. Oh, very
Yeah,
nice,
I'm
very
picking
nice.
up alien languages.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. Okay, so getting back to the match, I mean, you watched both the highlights, right? Like the game against Arsenal and Istanbul.
Yeah, I saw the Arsenal game.
Yeah.
Arsenal game was so boring,
Oh
but
my
I don't
God.
even blame United because that's how I don't know. That's how good defensive they were. I mean, that's how defensively good they were. Arsenal. So you couldn't really find those tight spaces behind, and you couldn't. I don't know, man. The game was so boring,
I mean,
and
what's up with Ole, dude? Like he's been in United for 2 years and he still can't learn how to break teams down.
I don't know. I don't know if that man has a plan,
Yeah,
or he just goes on. He just watches some Sir Alex Ferguson recording
yeah,
and videos on YouTube, and I think he just by heart those lines, and I
hmm,
think he just spits that out in the dressing room.
exactly.
I don't know if he has a plan of his own. If he is that inspiring figure, if he
Hmm,
is that if he has that leadership personality persona in him,
yeah,
where he can inspire players to do well.
yeah.
I don't see that. I don't see that spirit.
I mean, it's just getting ridiculous, dude. Like, I mean, you are there in the job for 2 years and you still don't know like how to break teams down, and it's just counter-attacking. That's the only card in his entire deck. Nothing else. That's the only thing that he can do. I mean, I
I mean,
think.
it's kind of hard to believe that I mean, we are the same team who
Hmm.
perform so well against PSG and Leipzig,
Yeah,
right? Who are
yeah,
quite possibly two of the best teams in Europe
yeah,
at the moment.
yeah.
Uh, and having that pedigree and going to lose to some obscure, unpronounceable name team.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, having that dreadful result against Arsenal. Oh, that game was such a boring game.
Like, I
I
mean,
just wa- I
you
just
could
wanted to leave
clearly
it halfway
see
and leave.
you could clearly see like PSG and Leipzig, again, those were the teams who came at us, they were attacking and we hit them at the counter. That's the only thing we know how
Yes.
to do, nothing else. Other than that,
Yeah.
like if a team like Arsenal, like how Arteta played, if we do that, we never break teams down. I don't know why.
Arteta is tactically quite astute.
Yeah,
He has his plans.
yeah,
He's learned under one of the best coaches in the world.
true.
He's picked up his methods. He studies teams intricately. He
Yeah,
studies them in detail, and he's a great coach, man. He's a pretty good coach. I feel for some reasons he's quite underrated.
yeah.
But Ole, man, Ole, I think he's just swinging his luck.
I know,
I mean,
dude.
he's just running his luck. I
Like,
don't. I mean, sometimes when you see United play so well, I actually question Ole's contribution to that. I mean, I
yeah,
don't know if it is tactics or it's just the players clicking together, one odd time.
yeah.
So I'm not sure what the scene is.
Like I could actually sum up the scene what happened last season where Bruno came into the team and it transformed the entire team, right?
Oh man, and Bruno is performing so bad.
Yeah,
Like in the last few games, he's been terrible.
yeah,
He's dropping a lot deeper. He cannot string together proper passes. Like
exactly.
if you saw, I saw the highlights. I mean, against this whatever team it is,
Istanbul.
and none of his passes are connecting.
Yeah,
All the passes. One thing I really like about Bruno is he always tries to progress the game.
yeah,
Making forward passes. That's one reason why I really like him,
yeah.
because in United there is no other player who's so forward thinking and
Mm,
who wants to attack constantly.
true.
That's one reason I liked him last season. But this season he's just been really. I mean, he's been very bad. Some of his games he's been lucky to score a goal, get a goal.
Yeah,
Like other fans criticize us saying that he's Penandes and takes only penalties.
yeah,
I mean, obviously he's a great player, but in the last few games he just hasn't performed up to whatever standard or benchmark he's set, right?
yeah.
So he's not able to put passes together. He's not able to find people in spaces. He's losing a lot of possession. I don't know.
And you know what? Like I partially think that the reason for that is because our backline. Like, why the hell is McTominay playing, dude? I don't get it. What is all his obsession with McTominay?
I, like if this is the trend that is going to continue, I can
Yeah.
definitely see Van de Beek leaving the team. Maybe I mean, in the summer window.
Oh my God. Okay, you didn't watch the entire game, Istanbul game, right?
No, no.
Dude, oh my God, it was so frustrating. Van de Beek was the best player on the pitch in that
Yeah,
game, and he took
dude,
him
that
off.
guy, that guy has such high level IQ, football
Yeah,
IQ.
exactly.
He just knows where to be there, where to. I mean, he's positionally very astute. He's very good.
Yeah,
He's good with his passes. He's such an all-round intelligent player. He's like another version of Mata,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So it's so nice to watch him, and you need to give him more chances. You don't pay
exactly.
40 million and ask him to sit on bench.
And all the times that he has come on to the pitch, he has been better than all the other midfielders, maybe except for Bruno in the team. But still, he
For sure,
doesn't
for
get
sure.
picked. He still doesn't get picked into the team. And I don't know for some reason why Ole thinks that he plays in the same position as Bruno Fernandes. I don't get it. He doesn't play as a
Mm,
cam. Like he is a box to box midfielder and sometimes a holding midfielder. And he could
yeah.
clearly get into that McTominay role or that Fred role where he could sit back, maybe defend at times, but at the same time he can go ahead and then maybe Bruno can drop back. Like he can do so many things. Like as you said, his football IQ is so high that he can string together passes. He can see where the ball is going and do the right tackle
It's
that he
his
needs to.
positional awareness. It's his positional awareness that impresses me the most. I mean, he
Exactly.
just knows where. I mean, at what moment, and he's like the right man at the right place at the right time. You
Yeah,
know
yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean?
True, 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 true,
So
true.
he's
Yeah,
he's got that awareness, and that's one area where he thrived the most, even at the Ajax team, even in the Ajax team.
yeah. I
So
mean,
I mean,
I
use your
like.
players to your strengths.
Exactly. Like I think he should have started for Arsenal. Like we saw the same kind of intelligence that Van de Beek has with Partey in Arsenal. He
Yeah.
played so
Oh,
like
Partey was so brilliant. It was damn good.
dominate the entire midfield. Him and he actually made Elneny look like a world class
Look
player.
look look like a world class player. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That's how good Thomas Partey was, and we were, I mean, connected with that player, and we didn't get him. Like it's such a shame,
Yes.
dude. You could clearly see the talent in him, and we didn't go for him.
I mean, Partey always wanted to go to Arsenal.
Yeah.
Partey was always scouted by Arsenal, so it was quite inevitable that it was a matter of time when he ended up at Arsenal. But
Yeah.
again, the point being, like again, so I think Thomas Partey could be the solution to Arsenal's, long-standing issue of creativity.
Yeah.
After Ozil, they haven't had a creative player. I mean, I'm not saying Partey is an out-and-out clear creative player. He is there for a reason, and that is to break down, attacking, attack. I mean, teams attacking, breaking, and all of those runs. He is there to break it down, but he also takes the ball forward. He's good on the ball, and he makes some lovely passes. He strings together some lovely passes.
He's kind of like
So it's good
Kante.
to see that. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
Kante though is proper ball breaker.
Yeah.
Like he's only there in the team only to break possession and
No, but
nothing else.
sometimes he goes forward as well. Like
That
sometimes he
though from
can.
this season he started.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
he's
Sometimes.
playing, clearly being played out of his position. Kante's
Yeah,
position, natural position is not cam.
yeah,
I don't understand why Lamps try to play him like that. But
yeah.
anyway, I mean, leaving that aside, United though, I don't know, dude. I don't even understand. Sometimes when you're almost at the zenith of the point where you criticize United so bad, they somehow end up performing so well for a
Yeah,
couple of games.
yeah.
After that, and they ignite that hopes back again in you, they underperform. I mean, underperform is an understatement.
And also you can clearly see that Ole doesn't have any tactics. So for example, in the Arsenal match, when I was watching the match, I think in the last 10 minutes or so, we were like attacking constantly, and they didn't know how to break the team forward. I mean, break the team down, break Arsenal's defense down. So they couldn't go forward. The only thing that they were doing is putting the balls on the side, and we have Aaron
Hmm.
Van Bissaka on one side and Luke Shaw on the other side, who can't.
Not the best players you want to
Exactly.
get your creative spark from.
Yeah, and also like even if they got when they got Luke Shaw the ball, like the kind of coaching or the kind of tactics that Ole had was getting Maguire into the box so that Luke Shaw could put the ball in, and he can head the ball into the box so that someone can score. Do you remember what kind of tactic? I mean, these kind of tactics we used to do earlier under which kind of manager? Do you remember? We used to
Playing out
have.
from the wide.
No. Like a player on the in the deep, you would cross the ball into the box, and there used to be like a dominating player in the box who would head the ball into another player so that they can score. Do you remember
Uh-huh.
some coaches used to do that with a particular player that we had in the club, but we sold him?
No, who are you
A
talking about?
guy who was dominating in the air, curly haired
Dominating in
guy,
the air.
curly haired guy.
Oh God, I am going to be so embarrassed if I don't get this.
Uh,
United player, curly
yeah,
head,
yeah, tall, strong, former Everton player.
former Everton player.
Yeah,
Shit, man.
Fellaini.
How am I not getting it? Okay, that
Yeah,
fucker. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Oh God, God.
Do you remember like we used to do
Fellaini
the
is
same
just
thing? Like we used to
Fellaini is just so yeah.
put the ball
Correct.
to him. He used to be in the box and he used to head to then another player, hoping that they would score. That was the same tactics.
Fellaini, I mean, Fellaini is just I don't know. Which central midfielder, I mean, central attacking midfielder have you seen?
Yeah,
Have you ever seen a central attacking midfielder who is 6'4" or 6'6"?
yeah.
I've never seen any other central attacking midfielder who's 6'4" or 6'6".
Exactly. And Ole was
So bad.
using the same tactics in this match as well. Maguire was the one who was like suppose the Fellaini type. So Luke Shaw used
Huh.
to pass the ball to him, and he would like head the ball or dominate the ball so that he could get the ball to someone inside the box so they could score. It was the same tactics that we used when Fellaini was in the club, and it was so frustrating to watch. I mean, this team is clearly
Oh
so much
God.
more better than that.
Yes,
Uh,
yes.
But
You
but you
only
know
need a better coach.
But you know what was the most hilarious thing? Like after the match, like I always like go on to YouTube and watch all this, United fan channels where they like
Hmm.
start give the reviews. Okay, there is this
Hmm.
one channel called as the United Stand, where
Hmm.
I think the guy who runs the channel, his name is Mark Goldbridge. So he was
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about I mean, he's a guy who's not all out because he thinks that like obviously it's true where
Hmm.
it's because of the Glazers, Ed Woodward, and all the other hierarchy which is above Ole. Because of him, like even I mean, because of that, and with Ole, the club is performing so badly. Like I get that, okay,
Okay.
but there are
Hmm.
so many people in the comment section or in the live stream who are going like Ole out, Ole out, Ole out, okay, and he is describing exactly how we are talking, okay, like he's talking exactly
Uh,
like how we are talking, like he's describing what Ole did wrong, why he's not fit for the job, and he's even telling that Ole will not win us the league or Ole will not win us the Champions League, but I'm still not Ole out. I'm like, dude, what are you saying? Did you just rewind back like 1 minute ago and listen to what you just said? You're clearly an all-out guy, okay? But still, it's not just him, okay? There were so many other people in the live stream as well. They're like, Ole is not going to win us the league. Ole is clearly out of his depth. Ole is clearly this. Ole is clearly that. But still, I'm not Ole out. I'm like, dude, what is wrong with you? What are you saying? And one of the main reason
They
that
need
they
a
give,
they need a Roy Keane in their life.
yeah, like one of
Only
the
then
main,
they will learn.
yeah, one of the main reason why they give the even though Ole is out of this depth and they're still not Ole out is because the Glazers and the board are there. But at the end of the
Hmm.
day, you can't do anything about the board or the Glazers. They own the club. They can do whatever the hell they want with the club. You can't do shit. So the only thing that you can talk about is the coach and all those people, right?
I mean, like, it's not like. Of course, we did have a very poor transfer season.
Yeah,
But it's not. That's not the case that has been always, right? That's not
yeah,
always been the case.
yeah,
Uh, at least most of the time, I would like to believe that at least 75 to 80% of the time, we have gotten players whoever we wanted.
yeah.
When you've splurged enough money and you've got players who you wanted, when you have the players at your disposal, use them in the right manner,
True,
right?
true.
Get the maximum output out of them.
Yeah,
But if you don't like, if you try and be a jerk and not use them at all, not plan, I mean, you don't plan to use them at all,
yeah,
and you resort to your old or shitty tactics, it's
yeah,
going to get you nowhere. I mean, when you know that the team is going through a significant shift,
yeah.
try and work out. That's why you have training grounds. That's why you have training drills. That's why all the players come together and play. Try and work out some drill in the ground, man. Try and work out
Mm.
new formations. See what fits the bill, and try and work out something. You're paid in millions,
Yeah,
right? You're
yeah,
managing one of the most prestigious club in the world. Have some plan, anything
yeah. And also,
other
like,
than just going breaking on the counter and attacking.
yeah, and also people sometimes give excuses for Ole saying that he's not performing job because he didn't get the proper transfer window and stuff like that. Okay, but when you really look at our team and the quality of players that we have, we could actually challenge for the title
For
because
sure, for sure.
yeah, because look at it. Like in the defense, we have Aaron Van Bissaka, who is like one of the best defensive right back ever, and I mean in right now. And then we have Maguire, who with the proper coaching, with the proper mindset of course he should not be given the captaincy, but with the
Hmm.
proper mindset and proper coaching, and also like how he plays, like not going forward too much, but instead like playing back a little bit where he's so
He's pretty
comfortable.
good with the ball. On the
Yeah,
ball, he's very good. Like, as in his passes are pretty good and all of
yeah,
that stuff.
exactly. Like playing to his strength, and also Lindelof maybe coaching him a little bit, or
You know
even
what?
Tuanzebe.
I think a player like Maguire could be. I'm not saying he could be the right fit, but I think he could be one of the options for a manager like Guardiola,
Exactly.
because
Yeah.
that's what Guardiola looks for in centre
Yeah.
backs. You need to be
Exactly.
very good on the ball. You need to be able to pass the ball well.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I think even before us signing Maguire, I think even City were looking
yeah,
at
yeah.
him. Yeah.
City were quite seriously contemplating him.
Yeah. Exactly.
Actually,
So like like Maguire with the right proper coaching and with the right set of play, he could actually be a good defender. Not a great defender, but a very good defender. And Tuanzebe, if he stays injury free, he could play. And even Lindelof, he could play as well. Of course, he's not like really good, but he's good
hmm.
enough. And then on the right,
Yeah, correct.
yeah,
It's all about, it's correct. It's again all about the manager, right?
yeah,
If Alex Ferguson can make a player like Johnny Evans look like he's a world class defender,
yeah,
then I think you can at least. I mean, I'm saying Lindelof and I mean, Maguire is so much more better than what Johnny Evans was.
exactly.
So you can always make them look better if you're a good manager, if you have
Yeah,
the right approach.
exactly.
I mean, Fergie was a superb man manager,
Yeah,
right? Like, even though when he used to get his tactics wrong, he always was on point with his man managing ability.
yeah.
He knew how to get the power. He commanded respect. But I don't think that is the case with Ole.
I mean, look at the player who are under Alex Ferguson, like Tom Cleverley and who else?
Anderson,
Anderson. Then there are so many other
Butner,
players. Yeah,
Makeda,
Butner.
Makeda and
Exactly.
all. These are one of the worst players, but they've
Yeah.
always, they at least, they've had glimpses where, they could try and
Phil Jones.
Phil Jones,
Yeah,
Smalling.
yeah, Smalling. Like they weren't as bad as how they were with Alex
The
Ferguson.
other managers.
Yeah,
Mm.
exactly. So like like on the left, Alex Telles, like that defense is pretty good when you think about it.
Yes.
And then going forward, I
Yes.
mean, midfield option we have so many. You can pick and choose whoever you want to. You can put
Yeah.
what kind of midfield you want to. And in the forward, we could have either Cavani in the middle, left side we could have either Martial or Rashford, and on the right we can have Greenwood. that's a pretty good team, dude, when you think about it, which can actually go up against Liverpool.
Hmm.
I'm not saying they could win the
Yes.
league, but they could definitely give a title chance. Okay.
Well, now, considering what Liverpool is going through, I think you even have a chance to beat them quite
Yeah,
comfortably.
exactly. Like that's what I'm saying. Like this team is clearly good enough, maybe to challenge for the title with the proper coaching and the proper mindset. But
Yep, yep,
people are
yep.
still making excuses for Ole, saying that of course, like it's not entirely his fault, but at the same time, when the players go out on the pitch, it's the manager's fault whether they do manager's responsibility whether they do good or bad. Of course, there
Yep.
are like ripples that come into effect of what the management does, what the board does. But at the end of the day, it actually shows how good the coach is, whether he could get a result out of the team that he has. I mean, look at Bielsa, what he's doing right now in the club with the
Yeah.
kind of players
Yeah.
that he has. He's doing
I
so
mean,
well.
it's astonishing, and considering that he doesn't even speak the language,
Yeah.
I just don't understand what instructions he gave them. What does he tell those players that fuels them with so much passion and execute such amazing style of football?
Yeah. And
That
also,
that's something that's always so kind of excited me or surprised me about them. He
and
doesn't
also
even speak the language. He doesn't know how to speak English.
Yeah, and also they are the most hard-working team in the entire league. Like they
Yeah.
run up and down the pitch, even though they'll even though they don't care about getting a hamstring or maybe getting injuries. Like they will give everything for that manager. But the players
Yes.
that we have, I mean, Ole, like you can clearly see that is out of his depth, and I think that was perfectly executed in the Istanbul match in the first goal, where
Okay.
I mean that was
Oh,
just
that was a
a
horrible goal.
that is like a goal that we score like when we are playing with our friends in a playground, like
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
that was such a
Yeah.
stupid goal. And also, you know what the most funny thing was, like I didn't even
Uh,
know about this, but then I later learned that Dembaba is not even their first striker.
oh, wow.
He's their second option, and that guy's
Madness.
played like a fucking world class player against us.
Madness.
That I was so surprised by that. Oh my god. Oh God, this
Madness.
team. I don't even know what's going on. I mean, I think even recently, I think 2 days ago, I think I saw an article where even Van de Beek admitted that like the dressing room is so low with
Yeah, the
confidence.
confidence is quite bad.
Yeah, the confidence is quite bad, and I mean, especially coming from a player who hasn't even played for, I mean, for United that much, even though he's
Yep.
so good enough. Like it just shows like what's going on in Manchester United. I feel like this is like the same thing that's happening when Mourinho was about to leave the club. Like the dressing room is disbanded, and
Yeah, yeah. But that
yeah,
was clearly Mourinho's effect on the team, right?
yeah, true.
I mean, like Mourinho always has that knack of picking up some sort of issue with his players, and sort of dividing the dressing room.
Yeah, and Steven, I wanted to ask you this, okay? Like a lot of players,
Yeah.
lot of like ex-players, and also a lot of pundits and a lot of people were talking about, like, they were actually putting a lot of fault on the players as well. Like they were saying that, these players have been in this club and they're clearly not good enough. And they have put so many managers under the bus, like, they have made other managers get fired. Do you really think
Yeah.
that makes sense?
Yeah, I think to some extent, yes, because if you look at the defense, for example, right?
Mm-hmm.
You when you're playing for a top club, okay,
Mm-hmm.
you expect certain qualities which I don't see in Maguire.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he is. I mean, I'm not saying he is very young, but he is quite young. I
Mm-hmm.
think around 27, 28 years old, and he's a centre back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming that this is the time when people centre backs speak, right?
Mm-hmm.
You need to be quick on your feet.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be mentally tough. I don't see any of those quality in Maguire. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and his pairing centre backs Lindelof, another Lewat Gandu he is. He like doesn't think at all, right? Like they don't have basic positional awareness, or even besides all of that, like this is the modern prefect of the game where you need to be good on passing and all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, a traditional defender is a beast, is somebody who can take up knocks for the team, who covers the entire back line, and you protect your wall. You're a wall, right? You are that assurance, that you are the security that you give your goalkeeper.
No,
None of that I see in I see in our defense. I
no,
don't see that leadership quality at all.
no. I'm not asking in terms of like tactics and all that. I'm talking about like a lot of people, players or like
The
ex-players
players, yeah, exactly,
or
exactly. I
what
feel
what they were talking about when it comes to players was not like or their intelligence or their tactics or whatever. They were talking about the motivation of these players. Like they
Yeah, yeah.
they
That I
they
can
throw the
clearly
manager under
I
the
can
bus.
clearly see that. I can clearly see that. I feel
Mhm.
most of the players in our club, I think about a third of the player, or even more than half of the players are playing for money. Clearly, it is clearly
Yeah,
reflective in the
yeah,
in the style of football they play,
hmm,
and in the attitude that they have towards the club.
yeah,
Like I think, if I remember, the last good player who was passionate about the club was Ander Herrera
yeah,
and Rooney. And in the current squad, maybe McTominay. But that alone won't guarantee you first team, first team starts.
yeah.
Like it doesn't matter if you're passionate about it. You need to play like you are one, right? Apart from McTominay, I don't see that passion in any of the players.
True, true, true. I get it. I get it. I feel like I can see that as well. Like some players in the club, they just don't want to like properly put the shift into the club and
Yeah,
on the pitch for the club.
because like when you have a $4 million house, you have $1 million car, you have enough money to go to parties every night,
Hmm.
and you have expensive sneaker closet collections and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think you need any other motivation to perform well for the club.
True, 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 true. I get it. I get it. But at the same time, like I feel like again it all comes back to the manager. Like the only reason why I'm not speaking about the board or Ed Woodward is because that will not change. I mean, I don't know. There must be someone else who is much far richer than them.
You need a proper taskmaster to teach
Yeah,
these kind of people a lesson.
exactly,
Players like
exactly.
these, you need a proper taskmaster
Yeah,
to take care of them,
like
right? For
probably.
someone like a Simeone or something,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I mean, he would never stand bullshit like this and all.
yeah,
He will smash their heads against the wall
yeah, yeah,
if
exactly.
if you have attitude, if you show attitude like this and all.
True, 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 true. I agree with
So
that. That's why I kind of feel like, we need a strong manager. So, by the way, like after this result that happened, like a lot of people are talking about like replacement for Oli. So I think you might have seen like, certain clips where, Pochettino had come on Sky Sports and he was talking about, and they were asking him a question about whether he'll be back for football, when will you be back and all that.
he's just waiting for that big break. I mean, he was offered, I think, which club? I think he was offered a club in Ligue 1. I
Yeah.
forgot what club
It's
that was,
PSG, I
and
think.
he how no, not PSG. It was a lower division
Okay.
team. So he outright rejected it, saying that, hey, you know what, I
Yeah.
don't think this is the club I can manage for the caliber
Yeah.
I am coming from.
So,
So I think he's waiting for that big break.
So right now, I think there are two managers I mean, two or three managers who we have shortlisted, and those managers are Pochettino, Nagelsmann, and Allegri, I think. And
I don't see Allegri joining us. It
yeah,
could be the
Pochettino
most
actually has
likely
three
choice is
clubs.
Pochettino.
Yeah, Pochettino actually has three clubs right now that actually he
Mm.
could go there because one is United, another is PSG, and another one is Real Madrid.
Real Madrid.
Yeah, I don't see. Okay. I would say the most two realistic ones that we could get is either Pochettino or Nagelsmann. But if you're going
Mm.
for Nagelsmann, I don't think that is definitely for this season. For sure, it's next
Mm.
season because I
Yeah.
mean Salzburg are actually third in the league right now.
Mm.
So
Not
sorry, not,
Salzburg,
not Spurs,
Leipzig.
Leipzig are third in the league right now. So I don't think
Yeah,
he's just
and I don't
gonna
think
abandon them.
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
feel like Pochettino is the first option, and then maybe if we can't get Pochettino, I think next season we'll go and get Nagelsmann.
And I think Pochettino's first preference also should be United, as it is a
Yeah.
Premier League team, and he has sizable and pretty valuable experience in the Premier League. So
Yeah.
he would know how to adapt to different teams
And
and all this
also,
stuff.
like,
He's
which
got the experience.
manager wouldn't want to play, wouldn't want to have
Exactly.
to coach, Pogba, Bruno, Rashford,
Yep.
Martial, Cavani. There are so many players.
And well, if this is an added incentive, the pay is
Yeah.
damn good.
Yeah. The pay
United
is
always
damn
pays
good.
you well.
Yeah, true, true. But like, if Pochettino is coming, I don't know if he can do this, but he needs to put some kind of stipulation in his contract saying that, like I need 80 million every
Yeah,
transfer window.
there were reports that there were reports that leaked that he is made this point actually to his
Yeah,
agents or something apparently,
yeah,
that hey man, if I'm going to be in charge, I need a sporting director through which
yeah,
I can lead negotiations and all that stuff.
exactly.
And I want my own list of players. I want them. If
Yeah.
not, then I don't think I would be the right person for the job.
Exactly. I hope he has given that list and I hope United agrees to it because
Yeah.
if he does do that and if he gets all those demands met, like United could actually be going in the right direction.
Yep.
Because like
It
if
might. I mean, we may not see instant results, but
yeah,
certainly I think we could develop a suitable style of play which
yeah,
we can get accustomed to, and I mean possibly use it for the benefit of the team.
yeah, but if he gets all those demands met, I feel like we could actually go and challenge for the title sooner rather than later, for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes.
let's see what's gonna happen with United, and also like we have a game coming up against you, Everton this week. I think tomorrow.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Oh my
But
God.
I don't know, man.
I
I
feel like
think
we are
I
gonna
still
lose.
think that.
I feel we are
Yeah. I
gonna
think.
lose
No. I think we can win this
because
because.
Ancelotti is clearly a very smart manager. He knows, like, if we sit back just like Arteta's team, what they did,
Hmm.
they can clearly.
Yeah, but again, correct. Yeah, because but James is back, I think, in the next game, and also Lucardini also is back in
And
the next
is
game.
Dominic
So
Calvert-Lewin back?
I mean, he was always there.
He wasn't
He
injured or
scored in the
anything,
last
right?
game.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
no, no.
yeah.
I think you're talking about Richarlison.
Richarlison, yeah, yeah. So I mean,
Richarlison was suspended, so I'm
yeah,
not sure if he's back in the next game.
and Calvin is in the form of his life, and the way that
Yep.
our two blockheads in the defense are, I am so scared what he's gonna do to us.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
we've had a. I mean, I think in the last few games, it's clear that we don't perform so well on the air as well, and
yeah,
Everton have been pretty good in the air. I
true.
mean, DCL has been pretty good in the air.
Yeah,
He can always rise above everyone else and head that into the goal. So
yeah.
it's going to be tough, but let's see. I still think we can pull it off.
I feel like we are gonna lose for sure. I feel like it's not gonna be a huge surprise. And by the way, what do you think? Like, if we lose against Everton, do you think Ole is gonna get the sack? Because
I
after
think
that, it's
we
the
might.
international
I think
break.
we'll wait until the end of November.
Okay.
There's an international break coming too, right? So
Yeah.
I think Man United, the board might make some major upheavals in the form of decisions in that international break. I don't know. I'm just guessing, but I think we might have a decision by the end of November or early December.
Early December. So it would be around the time where Mourinho was sacked, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It would be actually a very nice, like poetic thing, like he gets sacked at the right time. And that would be like proper 2 years for Ole. I think
Yeah,
he was
and
appointed around
Ole,
December.
I think like after he leaves United, he's never going to get another good job.
For sure, for sure, for sure. Like, I don't think so.
He might manage college teams, but I don't see him managing any better teams.
Yeah, and also like he should have at least, like, sounded his discontent against the board, like when they didn't get the
Yeah,
signing.
he's always like this puppy on the this
Yeah,
innocent guy on the in the press conference saying, hey, it's okay, I take the responsibility. I know we played shit and all that stuff.
yeah,
I mean that's not going to help the
yeah.
turn the fortune of the team around.
Like, at least if he had done that, like, and then he got fired in the job, other people in the other clubs would have looked at him and be like, okay, this guy needed something and he didn't get it. That's why maybe he didn't perform, because he
Yeah.
kind of has a okay record in United. I mean, he has played
Mm.
some in big games and he got some big results as well. But him
Mm.
being like a lapdog of the United board, doesn't make him look good at all.
I don't know. I think I mean he's a man of integrity,
Yeah,
and I don't think he will do an act like this. But I think he should speak against the board, man. I'm
yeah,
not sure if that is a good move, but somebody has to from within the realms of from within I mean within the inside realms of United.
yeah.
Only then I think a major revolution might happen. Not a
True.
revolution, but at least some changes can happen.
Yeah,
But if he is dancing to their tunes, I don't see where the change will come from.
exactly. So it's a dark time for United, dude. I don't know what's gonna, especially for Ole.
It has been for the last 7 8 years.
Yeah, true. But yeah, anyways, let's move on to another match, dude, and that was Leeds versus Leicester City. Did you watch that match?
Oh, that was a crazy game, dude.
Yeah,
I can't like it's again like I mentioned this in the previous episode, right? Leeds are just so unpredictable, man. They play so well on the attack sometimes,
yeah,
but again, like in the next week they might be so good defensively. And this game again, Leicester was so good. Leicester were really good, but
mm,
Leeds, man, they leave so much space behind them,
I
and it's
know.
so easy to exploit them if you have the right tactics.
Yeah, I feel like
And
their playstyle is very
it's
similar to Leipzig. Nagelsmann,
yeah, yeah,
how he
yeah.
coaches his team. Yeah,
Exactly. Because I mean, even Nagelsmann uses the 3-3-1-3 formation
yeah,
sometimes that
exactly.
Bielsa uses. I'm sure there is an influence there.
Yeah.
But again, Leeds had plenty of chances as well, man. Like Bamford had two or three sitters that he missed, complete
Mm-hmm.
sitters.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you look at Bamford's stats, he has, I think, an XG of expected goals of, I think his expected goals stat is around three or four or something, which is probably the highest amongst all the strikers.
Okay.
So, and he's clearly underperforming that.
Uh-huh.
He's so like that's one criticism that has always been against Bamford.
Uh-huh.
He gets so many chances and he takes so many shots, but none of them he converts.
Uh-huh.
That's
Okay.
that's again one reason why a lot of FPL managers don't take him in his team.
Uh-huh.
But since that hat trick that he scored, a lot of a lot of managers have included him in his squad.
Okay. But like again, Leicester played really well. Tielemans, he's slowly becoming that, one really good midfielder.
He's clearly one of their most important players.
Yeah, for
I mean,
sure.
not many people take note of it, but he's a very underrated Leicester player,
Yeah,
but also a very important player for Leicester.
true. Very true. Very true.
Very good
So,
central midfielder.
yeah, so let's finish up the match day with
Oh, and
Liverpool.
how good was Wadi, man? Wadi was so good. Wadi was
So good.
brilliant. I was so happy to see him play like that. I mean, because
True.
if you look at his past matches in the season,
Yeah,
all the other games that he's played,
yeah,
he's just relied on penalties. Nothing
true,
like he's not. I think he scored only one goal from open play
true.
and nothing else. But this game,
Yeah,
I mean, he proved why he is Jamie Vardy.
yeah. I mean, I hope he continues his form because he really deserves it, dude. He puts in the work, with for his team,
Yeah.
tracking
Oh,
back,
his work
running
ethic is
forward.
mad, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
His work rate is
So
just insanely good.
yeah. So we'll finish off with Liverpool's performance against West Ham and yeah, Liverpool for performance with West Ham, dude. 2-1.
It was a 2-1, right? Jota scored the winner.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and also
Jota's been amazing. Pretty
yeah,
good.
and also the Champions League performance that they did. I felt like that was the best Liverpool performance that I saw in this season. So good.
Yep. All the front three, all the front three scorers got a goal,
Yeah,
and they were just too good to watch, man. I mean,
yeah.
that's the Liverpool we know.
Jota, dude, he's so good, so good.
Damn good. I mean, he was damn good even when he was at Wolves, and that's
Yeah,
one reason why Raul Jimenez played so well
true.
last season, because he had players who could feed him and who could link up plays with him and all that stuff.
Yeah,
That's again, I think one of the possible reasons why Wolves are underperforming this time.
yeah,
Jimenez is clearly underperforming. Jimenez is a great player.
yeah,
He's got crazy potential. He's been clearly their best player, but he is not scoring goals at all. And
yeah,
one key reason I think is the absence of a player like Shota. There is
yeah.
no link up. Like Podence and Neto are relatively newer players and are trying to get suited to the system and adjusted. So it might
True.
take some time.
Yeah, exactly. So Liverpool, with a good win against West Ham, and then their traditional, like their usual performance, the best that Liverpool plays
West Ham were
against.
actually pretty good against
Yeah,
Liverpool.
they were
Like
actually pretty good.
in the
Yeah,
first half, they were pretty good. West
yeah.
Ham has been pretty good. Like if you look at their stats, defensive stats and all, no, they've conceded very less shots from
Yeah,
the box,
true.
and even the shots on target that they've conceded is quite less. So they've been
Yeah.
pretty good.
So I mean, a really good performance by Liverpool, dude, and also even not just in the Premier League but also in the Champions League. Champions League, Jota got a hat trick, so good for him, dude.
Yep.
He's playing really well.
He
I
is
feel like
he's a great asset for FPL managers as well.
yeah,
Not a lot of people own him,
yeah.
but he could be a major
I
differential
feel
this
like
week.
he could replace Firmino for sure as in the starting three.
Yeah, for sure. I think
Yeah,
he is that direct replacement for Firmino,
yeah,
and Firmino. I mean, the I think the way he's playing, it looks like he is nearing his end. I mean, nearing the end of his Liverpool days.
yeah. True. So with the Champions League, there is one match that I want to talk about, and that is RB Leipzig versus PSG. Leipzig won 2-1,
Ah,
and
okay.
PSG got a
I
red
have
card.
no clue about the game.
Yeah, it was actually a very good
Basically, got a red
match.
card. Who was suspended?
I think it was, I don't remember exactly who it was. I think it was, yeah, okay, it was Idrissege.
Okay.
Yeah.
Former
So,
Everton player.
yeah, exactly. And this match, I mean, clearly Leipzig deserved a win because they were clearly the better team. And
Hmm.
I mean, on their day, they look so good going forward, even against a team like PSG. And PSG, I don't know what's
I
going on with them.
okay.
Yeah.
I think Leipzig are ahead of Borussia Dortmund, if I'm
No,
correct,
no, no, no. Now
in
they
the
are
Bundesliga table.
they went down. They were actually top of the league, and then now they are down. They're
Okay,
in third. Bayern is actually the
okay,
top in
okay.
the top, and then it's Dortmund, and
I
then
mean,
them.
why is that even a surprise?
Yeah, true. I mean, they
Why is that
beat
even a surprise?
6-2. They
6-2.
scored.
And
Yeah,
but the opposite team, what was the name of the club?
Salzburg.
Salzburg. They were
Yeah,
actually pretty good until the 65th or 70th minute.
yeah,
They
yeah.
conceded their remaining 4 goals in after that.
True.
So they were pretty good actually, Salzburg.
Yeah.
Except the last, I think 20 or 30 minutes.
And also, like one thing I want to mention is Haaland, dude, for Dortmund. Haaland is,
Oh, that guy is just, I don't know. He's just I think he plays with fire in his ass every time.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
There is always that nitrous boost he has all the
yeah,
time.
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know what he eats before the game, man. He just scores some amazing goals all the time.
yeah, true. And with that, I would say Champions League, there's not a lot of like, shockers, just usual results. And there's okay,
Madrid
one,
also won, no?
yeah, yeah,
Madrid
that's what I
also
want
won
to talk about.
3-2.
Yeah, yeah, Madrid won against Inter Milan, but it was a very close game. Like even
Yeah,
Milan could have
yeah.
taken it for sure.
Yes.
But Madrid
Yes.
somehow, and I mean, one of their key players for this season, I feel like it's been Valverde.
Valverde.
Yeah,
Also, that Rodrigo finish at the end was pretty good. I
yeah,
mean,
that
he
was
scored
pretty
the
good
winner,
too.
right?
Yeah, yeah,
All
yeah.
these Brazilian kids are damn good, dude.
Right? So good.
Yep.
Yeah,
South American
so
kids have always been very talented.
exactly. So with that, we'll finish off football by giving a prediction for the next match day. So I
Yep.
think the one game is already going on right now. That is Brighton versus Burnley.
Oh
So
yeah, let me see the score. Oh, I have
it's
Lamptey. I hope Lamptey is started. I
yeah.
hope Lamptey is started.
Even I have Lamptey. So it's still 0-0. They haven't scored anything.
Has Lamptey started? Wait, I'll check on the app.
Yeah, I think. Wait, let me do it right here.
Brighton and Burnley, no?
Yeah, Brighton and Burnley. I think Lamptey has started. Yeah,
Oh, thank God.
yeah,
I knew he was gonna start because it was just a minor injury, minor
yeah.
knock that he had picked up. I hope
So
they get a clean sheet, man.
yeah, so Stepan, what's gonna happen between Everton versus United? Do you think?
Uh, Everton and United, I still think United can edge this out. I don't
Yeah,
know why I have that hope, but yeah.
I definitely feel like United will lose for sure,
Hmm.
no doubt at all.
Yeah, even I think that I have that feeling, but I
Yeah,
still want to go with the United victory.
I actually somehow I don't know why, but I feel like United. I want to see Ole lose because I don't want him at the job, dude. Like just get him out of here. Like I want Poch or Lagersman in. Like that's enough. Like it's like I'm not saying he's a bad guy or anything, but there is so much of
Yeah, it's just
inconsistency
that we
every
are so
time.
tired of seeing it, right?
Yeah,
It's just so that we're
like
tired. We as
you
fans are
get
tired of seeing it.
yeah, you get happy for 2 3 matches and then again the poor results
Yeah,
again, like it's so
that correct.
frustrating.
Like either you're on this side of the spectrum or that side of the
Yeah,
spectrum. You don't want to be in the middle, man. That's
yeah,
the worst. I mean, every Arsenal fan would know how that feeling is.
exactly. Like, and you know who's the winner from all this? Every other fan
Hmm.
who doesn't support United.
Of
they,
course, of
they
course.
love to see us, go like giddy in
We
the first 2 matches and then go down again.
I think in the last 5 or 6 years, we've just been the butt of all kinds of joke,
Exactly.
all kinds of stupid football jokes, right? And I think deserve rightly so.
Yeah, I mean, it clearly shows how bad the manager is, especially when I mean, fans from other clubs start to support, say, Ole in. That shows how bad the manager is.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even funny at this point. But anyways, let's move on to with the Leicester
But I think
City.
I think if he also has to leave, or
Mhm.
if he has to get sacked, I think he still deserves a victory at the end, man. He need to leave the club with a high, on a high.
Yeah.
Like win the match and then next match you get sacked. It's
And you
okay.
know what? Like if he's leaving, okay, please take the entire coaching staff with you. Please just take all of them away. Just take all
No,
of them
keep
away.
Carrick. Keep Carrick. I really like Carrick.
Okay, we can keep carrying, but take everyone else away. Like just keep on taking them away. Even the medical stuff. Like I don't want injuries for
Also,
the players.
also take Maguire also with you.
Oh,
I
please,
don't want to
only if you
see his
could.
face on in the team.
Oh my God, that guy is slapper. I don't know how we are gonna get any money back from him. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But anyways, let's move on with the Leicester versus Wolves. What do you think is gonna happen?
Leicester.
Leicester? I feel
I
like yeah,
know Wolves are a defensively very strong team,
yeah,
but I think now Brendan Rodgers has found the rhythm as he's playing Harvey Barnes and Vardy at the front. Earlier
hmm,
it was like a 4-5-1
yeah,
formation.
yeah,
Now I think he's found the right formation.
yeah.
They
So
can break it down.
I would say Leicester as well. So moving on to the big game, and that is City versus Liverpool.
You know what? I have an
Yeah.
interesting pick here. I think
Okay.
it's going to be an easy City game. I maybe even 3-0, 2 or 3-0.
Really?
Yep.
Why do you think that? Why do you think it's
Because
gonna
I'll
happen?
I'll tell you why. Because City's fullbacks are coming to party.
Mm-hmm.
Cancelo has been performing very well.
Mm-hmm.
Ruben Diaz have been performing very well.
Mm-hmm.
I think this game Sterling could explode. He could be a explosive differential pick as well in FPL.
Mm-hmm.
De Bruyne has been performing excellent, and I
Mm-hmm.
think Jesus is back as the striker because he performed really well in the Champions League. And Liverpool again, that defense is just I mean, there is a huge porous in that defensive team. It's
Mm-hmm.
constantly leaking a lot of goals. What's his face? Trent has not been performing to the potential that he has been performing. I'm not sure if Fabinho is going to be back, so that also remains an uncertainty. I'm not sure if Thiago is going to be back. So I don't
Thiago
know.
is not
Maybe
back.
it could
Thiago is
be.
gonna miss the game. Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. So I'm not sure. I think this could be a City game.
When you put it like that, I feel like I think maybe City might win this as well. But again, like I have a slight hesitation because Liverpool were so good in the Champions League game.
Champions League. Yeah, yeah. That's
Granted,
one concern.
yeah, granted it was again against Club Brugge, but still, like
Yeah.
Jota is right now in on form, so I feel
But I
like
think Jota is as kind of, I don't know. I'm not sure. He might be overperforming his stats. Like I think his XG is quite low, but he's overperforming. I think. Not sure.
hmm,
This may not last a very long time.
yeah, yeah,
He clearly will stop scoring. Same goes for Son. If you look at it, Son has been clearly overperforming his stats.
yeah,
And if you look at the last game, I don't think he had even one shot registered against the team.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So people who are planning on keeping Son might want to get him out of the squad
Oh, I have
because he's
Swan.
clearly going to underperform. He's going to underperform. The goals
Mm-hmm.
are going to dry. That's what I feel because I've been before I make my FPL team, I look into a lot of stats. I do a lot of research. So I mean, the stats say that this guy is going to underperform.
Okay. So let's see. Hopefully, maybe I can prove you wrong. So
Yep.
yeah, so that's the prediction for this week's entire match day, and with that, that's the end of football. But there is one more topic before I want to talk about before we end the podcast, and that is Formula One. And
Hmm.
Seven, did you watch the race?
The one where Hamilton won that
Yeah,
Portuguese
yeah,
race.
yeah,
No, I didn't see it, but I saw the highlights.
yeah. I mean, I felt so bad for Max Verstappen, dude. Oh my God, a tire blew up, and
He was disqualified, right? I mean, not disqualified. Sorry, he
DNF.
DNF. He didn't
Yeah, yeah.
finish.
Because yeah, his tire blew up. That's why all of a sudden.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yes,
that
yes.
was so sad to
And
see. He
also,
was.
I think there's a new circuit, right? In the Saudi Arabian Grand
Oh
Prix
yeah, that's
that is
what
going
I
to be added to
especially
the.
wanted to talk about. That is what I was
Uh,
especially want to talk about. So the new track that has been added is the Saudi Arabian track,
hmm.
which is like, oh my God, it doesn't make any sense, dude. Like they say, I mean, this is what I hate about corporate companies who act they are morally higher than
Yeah,
everyone else.
I think I got what you're trying to tell.
Yeah. Like it's like they say that we race as one and all that bullshit that they tout about, and then they go and establish a race at a country like Saudi Arabia.
Exactly. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, it just
Yep.
doesn't make any sense at all. Like I think this is not just particular with Formula One as well. Even football does this with FIFA, with World Cup in Russia, Qatar next year, which is insane. I don't know
Oh
why.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's a very controversial subject we could someday cover
yeah,
on the
yeah.
podcast.
We'll do it. We'll do that. Yeah, before the World Cup starts, we'll do it. But I think there are some stats saying that there'll be some number of people who'll die before the Qatari. I mean, before the first game of the World Cup 2022 will be kicked off.
A- As a result of the World Cup happening, or
No,
it's self-inducing?
because of the number of workers who will die building the stadiums, all
Okay,
the
I think
slaves.
the construction has already started and almost completed. No, if I'm
Yeah,
correct.
yeah, I
No.
heard that some insane stat like 10,000, 20,000 people will die before the first kick is taken place.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
that's a very big number, dude.
because the workers there are basically slaves, dude. Just like how they do it
Yeah,
in
yeah, yeah.
other Middle Eastern countries, that's what they do
Yep.
in Qatar as well. And it's insane to see Formula One go to Saudi Arabia. I mean, it was bad enough it was in Bahrain and
Abu
where else?
Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi, yeah. And now they're back in. I mean, Abu Dhabi. It's kind of, but again, no, it's not better. But still, now they're going to like the most hardcore country in the Middle East.
Hello.
Yeah, and which is just so weird. Like it's
Yep. Yep.
yeah, like this clearly shows like this is the best time. Just let an asteroid just fall onto Earth. Just end everything. It's a perfect, perfect end. Like
Yes.
we
Yes.
clearly don't
I
deserve to live.
I think civilization can end in 2020.
Yeah, exactly. Like
The books can be closed after that. The end
yeah,
line.
yeah, exactly. Like we clearly are so bad for this Earth. Yeah,
Chalo, chalo.
just end
You have
it.
anything else to cover?
I don't think so. I think Formula One was, I mean, that is one thing that I wanted to talk about because,
Hmm.
as you know, like one of our friend, he's been constantly bombarding
Yep.
on his,
Yep.
yeah, on his feed
Yes. Yes.
about
That's
it.
where even I got to know. I got the news
Yeah,
that they are
exactly.
adding a new
And
racetrack.
there have been so many memes made on this. It's like so funny, dude. Like looking at so many memes. Oh God. Like, and they're connecting that to different things going on in the world right now. It's so hilarious right now.
It's
Amazing.
quite like again adding on to what you're saying.
Yeah,
It's kind of surprising that Formula One didn't see this coming.
yeah.
I mean, they surely would have assessed all of this and could have thought through.
And but
Saudi Arabia is not but I think it's the money that is
yeah,
involved, right?
and it
It's
shows
always the
like
money.
they just don't care. Like they don't care.
Yeah,
If there's
yeah,
money, they don't care. Like instead
yeah.
of putting Saudi Arabia circuit, they could have just put in the Indian circuit as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say that because
Yeah,
that community can expand exponentially
yeah,
because of the people we have here. You can convert so many people into fans.
yeah, exactly.
But
And
no, they want money, they want cost, they can't pay tax,
yeah,
so it's okay.
exactly. Yeah, but yeah, they're just like the puppet, around money. It's so ridiculous to see this happening, especially in a time like COVID.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but it's ridiculous. But yeah, other than that,
Chalo,
I don't think there's any other sporting news, right?
we've covered pretty much. IPL is happening.
Yeah,
RCB crashed out.
yeah,
Mumbai has made it to the finals.
yeah.
They trashed Delhi in that
Oh,
semi-finals in that first
so it's
qualifier.
gonna be Mumbai versus
Pretty much
Hyderabad.
it. No, Hyderabad has to play another qualifier. They are
Oh,
playing Delhi tomorrow.
okay.
So whoever wins that game will play Mumbai in the final.
Oh, nice,
I
nice.
mean, dude, I'm so tired of seeing Mumbai again in the finals, dude. They've already won what 4 IPLs now,
Uh-huh.
and played almost 6 or 7 finals.
Yeah.
They just
Now,
don't seem to stop
yeah.
losing at all. I mean,
Now,
stop winning at all.
now, after we finish the podcast, the entire feed, Instagram feed that we have, both of our feed is gonna be filled with RCP fans. Sulking in the
No, I
dark.
don't really think so because like unless and until RCB keeps winning, you see all these bacha party, a
Yeah.
lot of these teenage kids saying that oh RCB ange, RCB ange and all. But I don't think anyone is going to. I don't see any. I don't think any story is going to go up on Instagram today.
Yeah, yeah, true, 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 true.
Maybe
Maybe,
RIP
maybe.
messages,
Yeah, maybe.
maybe condolences,
Yeah,
but nothing else.
exactly, exactly.
Chalo, on that
Yeah.
note,
With that, we'll gonna end this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you're a Manchester United fan, there are gonna be better times.
offer us some sympathies.
Yeah, there are gonna be better times. Just wait for the new coach to come. Wait for Ole to get sacked. Just wait for it. Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.
Cheers.